Welcome back to another episode of Rock the Block Live Reviews. With me, Eugene.
It's me, Jordan.
And hi guys, Malcolm here.
We just want to thank you guys for the overwhelming love that you have shown the last episode that we did with Icon and One Chain.
The Holy Trinity.
The Holy Trinity. Just to give a bit of shout out to you guys who have left comments for us. We have tabulated the fan response with Ion voted with 8 votes, One Chain at 7 votes, and Icon with 3 votes.
Wow, so close.
Yeah. but we feel that a lot of the Icon supporters are actually Korean and they may not be watching this video. Yeah. So we have some of the comments here for one Zina Dorka who says Ion is a sleeping giant and will wake up the whole market in 2019. Well, we hope you're right and you have invested a lot in that. And someone said, Gloria said, I'm buying one and Ion now. Best wishes for me.
And you did a good job, man,
right?
because the
it
price
went
up. Yeah.
Okay.
I hope you sold though.
Yeah. I like this guy. Green Life said, one will moon. Good boy, middleman. Pet. Okay, anything that you want to read out?
I mean, how many? There was like 67 comments in total.
67
right?
comments.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, guys. We are going to be talking about lots of cool stuff today, so feel free to leave any comments that you have. We'll be happy to answer them. You can always discuss our comments for future projects. If anything you want us to feature, let us know.
That's right. So today we will be featuring 3 coins. These are all the coins that are currently under 10 cents with huge supply. Right? And the 3 coins are
Tron.
Cardano
And Zilliqa.
Aha.
So all are interesting because firstly they are pretty cheap. It doesn't mean that it's a good buy. Okay, it's a misconception that just because the token price is low means that hey, it's going to be when it goes to $1, I get 10x. Technically speaking, yes, that's true. But for it to become $1, it has to have 10 times its market cap, and that takes a lot of effort. So just because a coin is cheap, you shouldn't buy it. But it's interesting because I think the general psychology is that people just like to buy coins that they can have tons of coins. Why buy 0.0006 Bitcoin when you can have like 6,000 Tron?
That's right.
6,000 Tron sounds cooler, right?
But $1,000 spent in any of these cryptocurrencies is still $1,000 spent. So where the decimal point lies really is only psychology. And that is why we have chosen to drink wine today, because you don't need to spend a lot of money on wine in order to get a good bottle. And this one costs us under $20.
And the market is bleeding, so it represents blood. Yeah. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Pre-interview drink.
There was a fan who actually texted us and said, guys, maybe you shouldn't drink alcohol on the recording because it doesn't look professional. And I do agree with you to some extent. However, the story behind why we started the alcohol drinking portion in this review segment, there's a story behind it which I'll save for another day. But just to give you a brief insight into how this whole 3 of us came to this idea of cutting a review for you, was we were all drinking, we were smashed, and we were really rowdy and opinionated about what we want to talk about of our favorite coins. And we said we should do this again and record it. So that's how the whole alcohol thing came about. Yeah. The 3 words of the day would be, I hope you guys have your drinks ready. You're watching this, you got your alcohol ready. The 3 words of the day is scalability, transaction per second or transaction, and sharding. So scalability, scaling, anything to do with
Any form of that word.
any form of that word. Okay, these are 3 words. So you need to catch us on that, okay?
I'll try.
Who's going to go first?
So I think Jordan.
Yes,
shall
Go
go
on,
first, yeah?
okay.
Okay, Tron. If you guys haven't heard of Tron, it boasts to be the coin that's better than Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Wow, no way.
Okay? That was what Justin said. If you guys don't know who Justin is the little mentee of Jack Ma from Alibaba.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he did mention that he graduated from Huapin. Let me see.
He wasn't really a mentee. He just graduated from the
same
university that
Yes,
Jack Ma funded.
something like that.
So he basically just like claiming that he's like some prodigal son
Yeah.
of Jack Ma.
Hey, but he's very good at shilling.
Yeah, that I gotta give it to him. Yeah.
Yeah, so Tron, it boasts to be better than Bitcoin and Ethereum in terms of decentralization.
Okay.
Okay, and they just released a mainnet on the 25th of June this year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and the interesting thing about it is that when I was reading it, they actually have a DPoS system.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So,
so-
similar to Arc and List.
Similar to that, but it's very, very complex. Where you vote for people that have, and it's on a weekly basis that you got to vote, and every 24 hours you can vote once.
Okay.
And you got to lock your you got to lock your Tron. Sorry, thinking about too much.
This guy is stuck in VeChain.
Yes. Yeah, so you got to lock your Tron in the Tron wallet, and then it will generate Tron power.
Okay.
You see the
so
similarities now?
that's their currency that they generate. Tron
Correct.
Power.
And then you use your Tron power to actually vote for people.
Okay.
And then everyone will come up with a proposal of how they're going to make Tron, you know, the
best,
coin of
the
the
best
future.
coin, the best
yes,
coin.
yes, yes.
All right. Cool.
So the main idea of Tron is actually to create an ecosystem where people can share content, they can share P2P content, they can transfer tokens as well. Okay,
When you
so
say P2P content, is it something similar like BitTorrent?
something similar. Oh, so they just bought over BitTorrent as well.
Oh.
And I think they were not the highest
Yeah,
bidder.
that was an interesting story. In fact, Neo was the one that bid
Yeah.
higher for
So
BitTorrent.
Neo and Tron are currently bidding to buy BitTorrent.
Oh, Tron already bought BitTorrent.
Tron
already-
won the bid.
Yeah.
Tron won the bid.
They didn't win the bid. You know how bidding works, right? When you're the highest bidder, you win, right?
Yeah.
But Tron wasn't first.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
Yeah. Okay, so why I like Tron so much is that, number one, Tron, Justin, okay, he was a founder of this app called Paywall.
Okay.
It is an app in China that people use to do live streaming, similar to Bigo Live. Have you heard of
Okay,
Bigo Live?
Okay.
Okay, and it has 10 million users.
Wow. Okay. So he knows his shit.
I would think so.
All
I
right.
would
All
think so.
right.
Okay.
Fair enough. Fair
And
point.
then what they just integrated was the mainnet is called Odyssey 2.0. So people that is on Paywall app right now, they can transact using Tron.
Oh, okay.
So instead of me using credit cards to buy credits to vote or give gifts to my favorite streamer, I can use Tron.
I see. It's like how we use like Twitch, and then
Yes,
when
yes,
I like
yes.
to support my favorite Twitch
Yes.
viewer, I have to buy this like tokens.
Correct.
I need to send to them and pay my credit card.
Yes.
So instead of doing that, I can use Tron. Oh.
Yeah. So
调换
in a way,
Yeah.
把这个是掉 Tron.
Tell Tron.
Yeah, and then they have a lot of partners as well.
Yeah.
OCN was one of the biggest partner that came out.
Obike.
Obike, yes,
Yeah,
Obike, yes.
Recently, they got kicked out of Singapore though.
Yeah,
so,
sadly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what happens with Obike is that when you cycle, you gain the coins. You can use the coins to pay for your membership on Obike as well. But that didn't really work out very well in Singapore. And they have a very big partner, Bitmain,
Oh. Okay. Bitmain is a
the one that
Tron's
produces ASIC.
partner.
Yeah.
Wow.
The one that produces
Yeah.
ASIC miner. Yeah. And they have this one called ZS&W.
Okay.
Apparently, it's the largest international law firm that is working very closely with Tron as well. So Justin is trying to make things very legitimate for
I
Tron,
see. Fantastic.
which is something that a lot of cryptocurrencies are facing right now.
The legitimacy of it, the legal side of things, that's very complicated. So it's nice to see that they're taking it very seriously.
Correct. So let's talk a little bit more about Justin, because when you think of Tron, all I think of is Justin Sun.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, he is.
He's
Very
very
charismatic.
He's very young.
And he's very active on Twitter.
Yeah,
I think it's
almost
always
every single day.
It's very nice to see like people spearheading projects being
Yeah.
very involved with the community themselves.
Yeah. In fact, if
yeah.
you see some of those successful projects with very prolific founders, Charlie Lee,
Yes.
Vitalik,
Justin,
Justin.
they create a cult following around these guys.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so Justin, guess how old Justin is?
Under 30.
34?
He's
No,
under
it's
30.
under 30.
Under 30, wow.
He's 27.
He was on a Fox 30 under 30, so it's definitely under 30.
Yeah. So he was featured in Forbes China twice in 2015 and 2017 for
His
Forbes China
achievements.
30 under 30. Forbes Asia 2017 under 30 as well. Man, this guy is
He's a rocker,
yeah,
man.
his track record is fantastic. Yeah, so what happened recently with Tron, like the latest news, is they are listed on another 2 more exchanges that I've never heard of before.
Okay.
There are too many exchanges right now. So this exchange is called CoinDeal and then X-Trades.
Alright.
Have you guys used that?
Nope. Too many, yeah, I think like you said, too many exchanges popping up.
I just stick to 1 or 2.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, so what Tron is doing right now is after the mainnet launch, they are launching their Tron virtual machine, which is the TVM, and this will enable dApps to be built on them.
Okay.
Okay, so
Okay, but why do dApps want to build on Tron specifically? Why not some other chain?
because you have a major following.
Major following. So it's like basically leveraging on the community to show support for the dApp. Because, okay, it makes sense because I guess the biggest thing about any dApps is adoption.
Yeah.
So if I'm a dApp builder, I'm betting that building it on Tron will give me the edge because there's a lot of following
That's right.
and some people going
I
to
mean,
use
Justin
my
can
stuff.
say I have 10 million users on paywall. They can come on board anytime.
Wow, that is a very good carrot to dangle. Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, it is. Okay, and then upcoming is after they bought Big. I was going to say Big Connect.
No big
BitTorrent.
connect.
BitTorrent, yes. So they're going to run Project Atlas, which what happens is that this will allow exchanges of tokens around users without going through a mining system.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's still a little bit blurry for me. Yeah, there is no much news on that. So that was what he tweeted recently, I think 2 days ago.
Sometimes they like keep it cryptic, you know,
Exactly,
make
it's not
people
like
like stir up
Project
stuff
Atlas,
and,
you know.
and speculate on things, you know.
Either that, or knowing Justin, he talks a lot more first than he actually delivers something because he knows how to play the hype game.
He knows how to play the game. That we have to give it to him. Yeah.
Yeah, that is not easy hyping up things.
But I mean,
Hype man is very tough.
yeah, I mean, could bring back to the point you're saying it's DPoS. So basically, there's a reward for you
Yes,
voting
yes,
for people.
yes.
How much is the reward like?
So it is 32 Trons per block.
Okay,
Okay, it's about 4% a year.
4% a year.
4%
Oh,
a
that's okay, I guess.
I mean, look at Tron. It's 2.5 cents.
Yeah, I mean, but you see, 4% a year is okay, but you still have to talk about the fluctuating
Yeah,
value
of
of the coin. Of course, if it goes up, then hallelujah. But
If it
it's
doesn't,
I mean, like a brief comparison for our viewers out there. In Singapore, you buy blue chip stock, with basically stocks that are of companies that are very strong or have like kind of like government initiatives within it. It's kind of like giving like 3% per annum.
Yeah.
So I mean, 4% per annum is like
It's good.
it's okay, it's decent, but it's
Yeah.
like nothing like whoa, you know. Maybe they'll increase it in the future. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah. So one thing that Tron wants to be, when I look at tokens or coins, I like to look at the business side of it.
Okay.
How are they going to generate income?
Wow.
Fair.
So
Alright.
the only downside I see in Tron is that they want to be in everywhere. You know.
Do
They
everything.
They want to do everything exactly. What I feel is that Tron wants to be the Tencent of the cryptocurrencies. Yeah. So Tencent owns WeChat, they own WePay, WeBank, they own the gaming side.
PUBG.
PUBG Mobile.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it is a very far-fetched dream. It is still a dream, but if that happens, you know, Tron might be the game changer of the world.
Yeah. Totally agree.
And also, I think you got to look at it from a psychology point of view. You have a 27-year-old founder who's really ahead of the game, accomplishing so much in life. He's not going to think like the average man of, oh, I'm just going to achieve this objective, that objective. His worldview is going to be, I can dominate everything. And in some way, he has really proven that he could, right? So to actually put up all this boast, I would say, to him, it's not that far-fetched. Whether he can actually make it or not, even if he doesn't tick off on all the checklists that he wants to achieve, hey, it's still pretty awesome.
And I feel that, you know, especially when you're a young person, your mindset is more progressive. You're kind of like breaking the boundaries of what society is pinning you to do.
Yeah.
So I guess that is something I can get behind because that is what transformation is all about.
Yeah.
Like
When
really,
my mom told me 10 years ago, gaming is no good. Stop gaming. But look at them now, earning millions of dollars just by playing games.
Yeah.
all right, great.
Yeah.
And if the rumors are true, Justin was actually reported to have hounded Jack Ma with a crumpled magazine with Jack Ma's face because he wants to talk to Jack Ma, gets Jack Ma's insight. So that crazy part aside, it gives you, and if that rumor is true, it tells you the kind of psyche what this guy would have. He is persistent, he's determined, and he was hiding in the bush just to ambush Jack Ma.
Oh, right about
For
that.
real?
Yeah.
No,
for
was
real.
it for real?
Yeah,
Because
For real?
I read it.
Oh, okay.
but I'm not sure.
It's a rumor.
Oh, it's a
right?
rumor.
It's not been proven. That's what people said. But if he did that, I would have been quite impressed.
But
Because-
quite scary as well.
Yeah, but for many of us with that kind of dream we want to pursue, how far will we go to chase our dreams?
Yeah.
Right? So
That I can
if
respect.
this is the founder that's willing to do that,
much.
well, I would stand behind that. Although personally, I'm not a big fan of
Jack?
Justin.
Justin?
Because I don't like the way he does it. It's almost making a promise first and then hope to achieve, right? Because compared to, say, Cardano, which I'll be talking about later, is backed by science, research, peer review, and engineering. So if you compare these two straight up, I would feel more comfortable with Cardano.
Okay, but let me give you a tip about Tron.
Sure.
Why he says Tron is better than Bitcoin and Ethereum is on transactions. So we'll cheers to that, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Alright, cheers.
Alright, so when Tron started in August, after their mainnet,
Yeah.
Last year August, right?
this year.
This year August.
Yeah. So what happened was the number of transactions they had per month was 3 times of what Ethereum was doing in a month.
So I mean, scalability wise, it's pretty good.
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
Oh.
But that's a very interesting topic because Cardano and Zilliqa are also trying to solve similar issues. But of course, the focus is in different areas. So we'll talk about that really soon.
Yeah, so that's about it for Tron.
Okay, let's take the spotlight over to Cardano. Here's a pop quiz for you guys listening. How did the name Cardano come about? Okay, so here's the thing. When you talk about Cardano, when you look at names, in fact, Cardano, let me see, scroll up a little bit. So Cardano is founded by Jeremy Wood and Charles Hoskinson. Charles, when I saw his interview, that guy he speaks well, articulated, humble. I love him. Some of you might remember his name from the Ethereum days where they had a bitter split because he has a disagreement with the core direction of Ethereum and he left. But Charles himself is a mathematician, also a scientist, and is one of the cryptocurrency leaders of the world. So because he's a mathematician and Cardano is based on science, so the name Cardano actually came from the man Girolamo Cardano, who's an Italian polymath and physician known for the first systematic computations of probabilities. Now, Cardano's ticker is ADA. You may wonder, hey, Cardano and then ticker is ADA, totally don't make sense, right? But ADA is Ada, and it's the first name for Ada Lovelace, who's the daughter of a poet, Lord Byron, and a mathematician, and considered the first computer programmer because the entire community supporting Cardano, they're made up of scientists and mathematicians.
So they can relate to that.
They can relate to that.
Okay,
So they're
fantastic.
giving a shout out to all these people.
Fantastic.
And what Cardano is trying to do is similar to Tron in a way that it wants to be the cryptocurrency of the world. It's trying to solve scalability, interoperability,
Cheers to that.
alright, and sustainability.
So I'm assuming they're going to do POS?
They are using a POS right now called Ouroboros.
Oh, okay.
They have one wallet called Daedalus. If you go and research on all this, Ouroboros has a meaning behind it. Their roadmap, if you look at it, they have different phases. They have all meanings behind the name that they choose to sort of reflect what they are trying to do. So for that alone, I fell in love with Cardano. Cardano started off in Japan last year in September, so it's 1 year ago. And at its hype, it was, I believe, $1.30. $1.30 at its height. Right now, it's at 9 cents.
So can it moon?
We'll talk about it later.
When
So
means
Cardano is supported by 3 organizations. Input Output Hong Kong, that's IOHK, the Cardano Foundation, and Emurgo, which is a Japan incubation and funding platform. So these are the 3. Mainly it's Charles spearheading all this, because Charles is both in IOHK and Cardano Foundation. But what he intends to do is not about making quick gains now. He's talking about a 10-year roadmap. We are all concerned about scalability, that's for sure. Every single cryptocurrency out there right now is concerned about that. Why that's a big deal for Cardano is when he looked at where Bitcoin was 10 years ago, Ethereum came up after that to solve a problem. But now at version 3, or the third generation of cryptocurrency, is where scalability is supposed to be. And it's... Oh shit.
Oh shit, yeah.
That wasn't intentional. And there's been a lot of problem with a lot of cryptocurrencies out there. But not just those are the points that everyone's trying to solve. But the main point that Cardano is trying to solve is the sustainability portion. When you raise money for
sustainability, right?
Oh,
is it? I don't think so. I think it wasn't.
no. If I say transactions per second, then we have to drink.
Oh, damn it.
Where was I? Sustainability. So when you raise ICO these days, right? You raise money to do certain things. But after you do that, what happens?
Okay.
Right? Most of these projects raise the money because it's a quick money grab, and they don't think about how to grow their project as a business. Most of these people run it as a project, hoping to just put it out there for the community to just pick it up, and miraculously, it's going to get traction, it's going to go on, and let the wind decide. But not for Cardano, because they are concerned with how money is going to be generated, how can it be self-sustaining, and how can we get the whole consensus portion to actually make sense, so that you do not get the Bitcoin Gold, Bitcoin fork issue every 3 years.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Okay.
So they are putting this in place, they are planning for it, they're getting the community to work with them. So it's a lot of peer-to-peer validation.
A lot of forward thinking.
Definitely. The entire fan base for Cardano, they have a huge fan base, by the way. But I would say that the main community driving Cardano is most of them are mathematicians and scientists.
Well, that's very good. That's a very good demographic.
It is, from my point of view, when I studied Cardano, this is as stable a project as it can get. You know, if I'm going to get behind a project for long term, this is where I'm going to put my money in. In fact, there was a quote that he said something that I love a lot. He says that if you see me trying to boost the price of ADA, then I've been compromised and you should sell all your ADA. Cardano will be valuable based on the hard work, real world use, and the utility of its platform. I'm not here to make day traders rich. I'm here to change the world.
Oh man.
Oh,
Wow.
very
Wow.
I think one interview,
It's so deep.
very deep.
Yeah.
I mean, one interview that I also watched about Charles Hopkins talking about Cardano and what he's trying to do is that explaining to the viewers why he actually moved to Hong Kong. And he said he wanted to be closer to Southeast Asia and Asia in general, because he realized that the people who will adopt blockchain technology first will be the countries that are developing, specifically mentioned Indonesia and Philippines, because their financial system is in need of blockchain technology. They need it, and he says that their financial system is more agile as compared to the very old school ways of, like the US and the EU.
Europe.
For them to actually change their mindset on how things work, it's going to take a long time. So I think when he's trying to do all these things like adoption and creating all this whole ecosystem of things, targeting a pool of people who really needs the technology is a very smart move. So I think that's really cool as well.
Yep. So Cardano has a huge token supply at 45 billion. Right now it's at 31 billion. And as I said, it was at a high of $1. So excuse me, it was a lot of. It's a high of $1.30, and now it's at 9 cents, not even 10 cents. So the question that we get all the time from people, because when Cardano first came out to the market, and I know this for a fact, there were market makers pushing up the price In fact, I was sitting beside one of them. This was a famous story, right? I was sitting beside one of the market makers. He said, Eugene, watch out. And he was actually manipulating the market at that point in time.
Wow.
And coordinating with everyone. So I'm quite sure this is not something Charles actually intended or even officiated, but people jump on the bandwagon and they make money where they can find. So on one sense, when we look at a project with huge token supply, one of the things that we think they're trying to do is to reduce the effects of speculation and volatility.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair point.
So if we look at 45 billion token supply, instead of going, wow, you never moon, think of it in a more positive sense. Because this is a coin that is supposed to serve the world. So you're not going to have just 21 million in supply. You're going to have 45 billion in supply because it's meant for transaction.
Yep.
Yeah.
Agreed. All right, cool. So maybe now moving on to Zilliqa. I think Zilliqa is a project that many people who have been in blockchain should know about. They were one of the unicorns out there who went 100x. So Zilliqa is something that a lot of people are looking out for because of sharding. So let's cheers to that. Sharding is very important. Let's talk about that soon. So with the introduction of that technology, basically what Zilliqa is trying to solve is scalability issues. So scalability issues have been plaguing.
Is it scalability again?
Yeah, I know.
I think we'll talk about
Okay,
it last
cheers guys, cheers. So this issue has been plaguing Ethereum. It has been on a lot of people's mind for a very long time. Why? Because in order for big blockchain technology to go mainstream, it has to compete with real-world businesses like Visa, MasterCard, and Facebook, stuff like that. And actually, an interesting point to know that sharding is actually not a very new technology. Facebook, Google has been using it for quite a while.
Exactly, using it as well.
And what it's trying to do is basically to solve the transaction per second problem. I'm saying all the words.
Wow.
So basically, when you have a faster, better platform that projects built on top of, then they can actually perform better and have more real-world use cases as compared to platforms like Ethereum, who is also actively trying to solve this issue by introduction of Casper. But today we had some bad news that it might be delayed for about 12 months. So Zilliqa is in the front runner. Although their mainnet was delayed, their new mainnet launch is actually end of this year or the start of next year. And the interesting thing is, Zilliqa was actually founded in 2015 by a team of developers from the National University of Singapore and from the National University of California. So they actually brought their minds together and talked about this scalability issue.
So it's all with scientists and academics behind them backing it up.
Although at that point of time, I do not think they were actually referring it specifically to blockchain, but they were just using it as a way to make transactions faster. And Zilliqa is okay, fine. But cheers to that.
He's enjoying it.
Wow, this is tough, man, today.
Really tough. So Zilliqa is very interesting. Okay, I mean there are a lot of projects coming out that does sharding as well, like QuarkChain, quite a recent one.
Hold your glass.
I think we should have a counter how many times.
So QuarkChain also aims to solve similar issues, but they use different types of methods, different types of sharding, which we'll not get into too much. Oh man, keep forgetting.
I think we really need a counter.
But Zilliqa in specific, I think one of their key points is they have an off-chain kind of solution, which actually makes the transactions much faster. And like, we have to process all this stuff much better, yeah.
First time my hands are so busy.
So I would say Zilliqa is something that all of us should be looking out for, especially their mainnet release end of this year. It's going to be quite interesting. Although, Tron did release its mainnet in June, but there was not really much price action towards it, or nothing really happened. I think the speculative value reduced. Like last time, launching a mainnet was a big deal, man.
Yeah.
People would buy tokens right before it released its mainnet, And unfortunately, they will dump it before it releases. Yeah.
Right
because
after.
I would say a lot of platform coins, it's easy to say that they're going to be 10 times better than Ethereum, 100 times better, much faster. And
Anyone can say it, right?
Anybody can say it, you know, but whether it actually comes out the product that can serve the world better, it's a different story.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, a lot of these chains are focused on solving the trilemma, the trilemma of blockchain. And the trilemma of blockchain is how to balance three things: decentralization, security, and scalability.
I knew it was coming.
And with sharding,
I don't have defense with you anymore.
Wow.
it's now possible because if you think about it, Ethereum focuses a lot about security and blockchain security and decentralization, but they do not have that speed that people can actually use for real life businesses. Whereas now, when you introduce this new technology, it's actually possible to marry all these three together and have a solution that can accommodate to all. Because no point being decentralized, no point having high security if nobody's going to use it. And if nobody can use it, the adoption rate is going to be extremely slow. And the only people using these platforms will be like people like us, you know, who are in the blockchain system. How are you going to get new people to come in? It's very difficult. You go and pay for something, buy a coffee with Bitcoin, and nobody's going to stand there for like a minute or two, even if it, you know, it's that short. When Visa Pay Wave is like seconds, you just tap and go, and then that's it, you know. So I think this is very exciting because once these things get settled and once these things actually become a realization, I think a lot of adoption will then come in because it is then possible for businesses to say, hey, this solution is mature enough for us to come in and do some good with it. You know, not that we don't believe. I think a lot of people believe in decentralization, in my opinion. But people don't see the business sense of it.
I think a lot of people believe in decentralization only as a buzzword. Because at the end of the day, the vast majority don't care. It's like you decentralize, you don't decentralize, how cheap is it for me? Can I go and get it cheaper? Can I get it better?
How does it impact me?
How does it impact me? Like,
that is more important.
Power to the people. Power 可以吃的嘛? Can I do anything with this power? Like really, you mentioned when we talk about decentralization, just to interrupt for a bit, right? Because we hear what we're trying to prove a point is you have a great product, you got great tech, but if you cannot grow beyond your little pool of fanboys and geek, and you cannot find a real use behind it, then this whole blockchain, the reason why you're ever sitting here and spending time cutting this video is moot. Because you're not going to be out there doing something worthwhile for the people that you're trying to serve.
Yeah, at the end of the day, concepts and things like you know, thinking about the better future is always nice. It's always good to imagine how things can be better. But we do need to have the real technology that's able to serve the people. Because people don't want to know too much about it. Like, we don't know exactly how Visa does the accounting and stuff. We don't need to know. What we need to know is that we're getting good service and cheap service and fast. And that is actually what good technology is all about. It's not about, you know, going haywire about the jargons and the buzzwords. It's all about having a seamless user experience so that people are interacting with something awesome, but at the same time, you know, they don't have to know too much about it.
Which, on that note, as much as I did say that Zilliqa and Cardano is projects that I definitely trust more than Tron, from that perspective, Tron has a better narrative to the public, to the mainstream audience, than say Cardano and Zilliqa has. Like when we go for Zilliqa meetups and all that, these are very tech-heavy company.
Layman like me won't understand.
Like majority of people who are thinking about where should I put my money may not put their money into these two projects. But when they hear Justin Sun, his accolades, right? Oh yeah, I know that, I understand that, it's accessible.
Jack Ma, you know,
Jack Ma's in. Jack Ma's in, I'm in.
Correct. So so Tron may die 3 years from now, but they have made enough money to not die because they can throw money at problems. Whereas good companies like say Cardano's at 133 and now at 9 cents, it's going to take maybe 5 years, 10 years to even make a big jump. They could be the Google or the Amazon of the future, but for the next 5 to 10 years,
it's hard to say. Well, anyway, I mean, speaking of price, I mean, it's we are all blockchain enthusiasts. We love the place, but I think we all can agree that many of us found this space through trading.
Yeah.
So we always have to spend a little bit of time to just talk a little bit about what out of these three, which ones we think will be better. Of course, don't take our word for it. We are not financial advisors, but I think it's just
Tron
something
is still
fun to
10x
discuss.
though, from ICO.
Yeah, exactly. So Tron. So let's talk about the market caps first.
9x.
All right. So Zilliqa right now is at the lowest at rank 33 with a $350 million market cap.
Based on USD or based on
USD, yeah.
Bitcoin value?
USD. We're talking about USD.
Okay.
People would, mainstream audience would look at
And
it.
for Tron, it's ranked 13, so 20 ranks higher with a market cap of $1.5 billion. And coming first, we have Cardano at rank 9 with $2.4 billion of market cap. So I think a very simple way of deducing, which is the token that you should buy, if you find that all three of these coins you talked about is very compelling, something that you really like, buying the one with the lowest market cap technically gives you the highest chance to earn that 2x, 3x or that kind of profit.
Yeah.
But that should not be your only consideration. Okay, please.
You gotta consider Justin Sun's tweeting something.
You have to consider Justin Sun.
Justin, you should watch this, tweet something.
You have to consider,
Let's prove them wrong.
the technology of Cardano and the roadmap of Zilliqa. These are the things that you should be thinking about. But let's
I want to address one thing about which is a lot of on people's mind when we talk about token supply, we talk about market cap. The general surface thought is, hey, you got $45 billion token in circulation. Wow, it's way more than Bitcoin 21 million. Therefore, you will never be the same price as Bitcoin.
which is technically true.
Technically true. But you got to understand that the token supply don't really matter when it comes to how much money it's in the pot. It's like saying I have Bitcoin is one pizza. You can spend $10 to buy one pizza, right? And yeah, here you take it. Or you could have another company that says, I'm going to take that one pizza and slice it into 5 parts. So that is going to be 20 cents per slice. So you cannot count it as, Bitcoin is $10, this company is $1. It doesn't count that way. So the tokens total supply should not matter in that sense. What should matter more really is looking at the market cap. 5 million in the market cap is 5 million in the market cap. No matter how where you put your decimal point, it's 5 million inside. So if a coin is so cheap that you can afford to buy $1,000 worth and get that much, whereas another coin is so expensive that $1,000 worth is going to get you maybe 0.5, the point is you're still going to spend $1,000 in. And should the market cap increases times 2, your 1,000 will still be 2,000 no matter where you look at it. Whether you have 1,000 coin, it becomes 2,000 coin, or 0.5 coin, it becomes 1 coin. It's still the same. So look at the market cap, not so much at the total token supply.
Okay, I think an easy way to explain market cap is,
Okay, go for it.
it's like playing blackjack. For example, if the 3 of us are playing blackjack, let's say I'm the dealer, and both of them bring in $10. The maximum I can win from them is $20.
Yep.
No matter how many rounds you go, the maximum somebody can win is only $20.
Yeah.
Unless someone else comes in. So that is
Then
where
new money is in the pool.
Yeah. Or maybe Malcolm takes out, okay, I'm feeling baller today, here's a stack of cash.
Yeah.
And then the market cap goes up.
Yes.
Otherwise the
market
market
cap-
is still the same.
Correct. So look at the market cap, not the token supply.
Yep. So for Zilliqa, actually interestingly, in somewhere around May, it went up to $1.5 billion market cap, and it was somewhere around 20 cents, and now it's sitting at somewhere at 4 cents. So if you bought it at that time, at that price, you'll be looking at 5x loss. But for those people who bought into the Zilliqa ICO, you guys are really safe because Zilliqa raised $20 million. So to reach a $1 billion market cap at that time was easily a 50x, And they reached the 1.4 billion market cap. Sorry, excuse me. For Tron is very interesting.
Tron is still on 10x.
Tron is still
It's still on 10x.
trading 10x, even though it dropped considerably quite a lot. Did any of you guys buy Tron?
No.
Doing ICO?
I couldn't get into Tron, remember? It was sold out. It was
I got the list and then they refunded me.
Oh.
They didn't give me an option to continue or to refund.
Oh,
they
what
just
a waste.
refunded me. Otherwise,
no, but to be fair, at that point in time, everyone thought Tron was dead.
Yeah, the crazy thing is that it went from like $139 million to something like $14 billion in a span of 2 months.
China money.
Justin Sun.
Really crazy.
Justin
Really,
Sun.
really crazy.
Yeah.
And for Cardano, it went from somewhere around 680 million last year November to a high of $33 billion somewhere in January.
That was the highest point.
Yeah,
The
that was
highest
a
one.
bull run.
Really
That was also where the
huge,
market
huge
making
bull
thing
run.
happened, and I saw that.
So, out of these 3 coins, if you guys love all 3, which to buy if you could only buy one?
You tell us. Because I would tell you buy Cardano.
And
I would say
tell you-
Tron.
No, Cardano.
No, Zilliqa, man.
No,
Zilliqa
Tron.
is the future.
Tron.
This scientists
Guys,
and everyone
Tron.
involved. 10
Justin
years.
Sun.
No, man.
Justin
Come
Sun.
on, man.
Sharding is the future.
Sharding, no,
Sharding.
it's all about scalability, man. I tell you.
man.
Well, if you like what you're seeing, give us a like, subscribe, give us a share this with the rest of your friends. Give us a comment. Let us know.
Which coin will moon first?
Which one would first. Fans of Cardano, leave your comments. Fan of Trons, leave your comments.
Tron,
Fan-
flood the comments, Tron.
Okay. Next week we will be tabulating your comments, and based on which is the coin that has the highest vote, or rather which is the coin which has the lowest vote, we'll take a shot before the start of the next review section.
Are we going to film that?
Yeah, of course.
Of course, please.
I would love to
vote
see
Zilliqa.
Malcolm. Right, so thank you for watching. We hope to see you guys again next week. My name is Eugene.
My name is Jordan.
And I'm Malcolm.
You're watching Rock the Block Reviews. We're signing out.
See you guys.